Thank you for listening to Comics Fun and Probably the Scoundrel with your sneak peek at next week, episode number 618 for comics originally coming out. Holy crap, we're into March already. March the, 3rd? Something like that?
Sure.
March 2nd and March 3rd. Before Drew and I get into what's coming up in your local comic book shops this coming Tuesday and Wednesday, Drew, I saw we have a new patron and all kinds of fun stuff's happening.
Oh, yeah. We'd like to welcome John Abel. He comes from Canada. And he is our latest patron. We appreciate it very much, John. Thank you for your patronage. And you, too, can be a part of the good fun. Go over to patreon.com to be a part of supporting our show. And you can choose any tier you like. It opens up all kinds of fun stuff like access to bonus spec picks, early access episodes, exclusive episodes that are only available. You get access to our Slack channel where you get to talk directly to Kyle and I, plus co-hosts, previous co-hosts Eric from Cowabunga and Deep Discount if you have questions, plus Jason in Hawaii who's on there, and other Patreon. So that sounds like something you want to chit-chat about. We talk about hot stuff that's happening in comics and things we're reading and stuff we like. It's pretty cool conversation.
Absolutely.
So we've been enjoying that a lot. And there's all kinds of stretch goals that we have on there. So as we continue to add patrons, we'll continue to unlock new stuff as we go along. And in addition, one of our patrons, Adam Pastory, has donated multiple slabs to give away in a slab giveaway contest. So if you are a patron and you come in at any tier, we enter you to win your choice of a CGC 9.8 slab, one of the following. There is Dark Tower Gunslinger Born #1, Batman 98 the B cover from Matina with a punchline on the cover, Powers of X #2 cover A, Red Sonja Age of Chaos #1 the Chew variant, Wonder Woman 761B the Middleton variant, House of X #5 the Flower variant, Catwoman #17B the Acetate variant, Basket Full of Heads #1B the Middleton variant, and Star #1 the JSC version. So if you are in the US and you are the selected winner, we will ship that to you for free. If you are into one of our international patrons, then you will have to help with shipping, and we'll hook you up with how to do that down the road if you are so chosen. So if you want to get in on that, please do so. Or if you just want to support the show, and we'd like that as well. If you don't want to do Patreon, but you just want to send us a donation, you can do that through our PayPal link. We appreciate that as well. Or just reach us on our email, Twitter, and say, hey, I got a big fat check for you we'd like to send your way. We can take that as well. So
or just subscribe to Drew's Only. Would appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm doing some crazy role playing on there. Eek. It turned me a little bit there on that one. Eek. So we need to move on, please, to a question from a listener. This is from Mike Myers, who says, question for your next episode to determine how good you guys are at speculating. On a yearly basis, due to speculation, do you make either a good profit, barely make a profit, enough to pay for your comics, a hole in your wallet? Well, Mike, let me answer for myself first. It depends on the year. So, like early on, I was making good profit. When I was like the first few years that I was doing this, I was making a lot of profit. And then it kind of digressed to where I was breaking even. So maybe making enough profit off of the comics to pay for the comics that I was buying. Last year, I lost money, tons and tons of money, because 2020 was like a lost year for me. I hardly did any selling. Just buying, just reading, mostly curled up in the fetal position, crying in between comics. It was a really rough year for everybody, and I was no different. So I didn't handle 2020 very well, and didn't spec well at all. Didn't sell comics. And so I guess for me it depends on the year. I've had some great years where I've made a lot of money, and then I've had some where I've lost money, and I've had some where and had enough to pay for comics, which is really what my goal was originally, was just to break even, just so I could feed my habit and not cost anything. That's really all I want to do. But in the early days when I was making bank, that was very encouraging. But then I didn't keep up with it at that level. So, Kyle, how about you?
Yeah, early on when we did this, I essentially my goal was the same as yours, just to kind of supplement the cost of the actual collection with selling some things just to break even. So therefore, my comic collection essentially paid for itself. That was my goal. But lately, I've been falling in love with things a bit and just enjoying the collection aspect of it too much, and just kind of my precious and keeping a few more things than I should, that I normally would have sold. So the last couple of years, I myself have gone into the negative, just because I've been like, I'm just going to keep this. Just going to keep this run. I'm just going to keep these. I'm just going to keep these books. Oh, I'm just going to collect this. A little bit more than I should. Even when I specifically buy multiples to sell some of them, I just end up keeping.
Because you don't want to be the fool that sells.
You don't want to sell that
ASM
ASM 300 too early, yeah.
No, you don't want to sell it too early, or you don't want to sell your West Coast Avengers run for pennies on the dollar. To just get it out of your house. One division, one division. Anyway, thanks, Mike, for that question. You too can get your answered on the air. We'd love to hear from you. Please send us an email at comicsforfunandprofit@gmail.com to do so. Or, if you'd like, you can reach us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. And we're Comics for Fun and Profit on there, or Comics Fun Profit on Twitter. That's the best way to get of us. But emails are easier for me. But I'll definitely check all the other ones. I just might be as timely as I like. Hey, dude, it's already time for the new DC Connect. So we've got DC Connect this is March's DC Connect.
These are March titles for May release.
Yeah, if you can believe that already. We're just talking about, we're so far in the future on these things. It's crazy to be both simultaneously in the future, so many months, in next week's future, a month from now with our FOC, and then yesterday's stuff. We simultaneously talk about all these times. It's like we're a multiverse, or time travelers, the way we do this. It's really kind of cool. But anyway, so hot off the press is DC Connect number 10, comics March 21st, March 2021. It's listing comics that are going to be on sale in May. And what jumps out to you right off the bat, Kyle? Anything?
Yeah, what jumped out to me is, of course, the Future State Gotham.
Oh.
Which is, of course, an adventure. The DC Future State continuing the hunt of the Batman. I see kind of a new version of Red Hood. And, I don't know, it just seems pretty cool. I like myself an aggressive Red Hood who looks like he's out for murder and blood. And it looks like he's hunting the rest of his family. So that's kind of the type of stories I really like.
Yeah, so that answers the question that maybe I had that maybe no one else did, but I assumed Infinite Frontier would take over and Future State would disappear.
That's what I originally thought as well.
But it looks like they are going to coexist and happen simultaneously, which is interesting. So we're going to have Infinite Frontier books, Future State books, DC. Are we going to have DC regular books too? Or just, and then like Black Label, and was that it?
Yeah, because, we're definitely going to continue on with our detective and action and Batman runs, so we're going to have our standard stuff as well as all the other stuff.
Because, because we're doing Infinite Frontier, we're doing Wonder Girl, but that is inspired by a Future State book.
Uh-huh.
Now, Mr. Miracle is from DC Future State, and he gets his own book, and it doesn't have an imprint, so that's interesting. And I at first I assumed that was going to be Tom King, But this is Brandon Easton doing the on, which surprised me. So I guess Tom King had.
There you go. Cool. Moving on.
Yeah. We've got Legends of the Dark Knight #1.
And that Mr. Miracle is a 6-issue.
Right. The Legend of the Dark Knight #1 looks good. Derek Robertson. I like the look of that.
Mm-hmm. Iconic series, kind of the classic. Looks like straight out of the animated series stuff.
We used to try to put those runs together out of the quarter bins.
Oh, yeah.
The original Legend of the Dark Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Probably should have finished that up. We've got Milestone returning with the Infinite Edition #0. So that should be fun.
An interesting ragtag bunch.
Yes. The Asian Superhero Celebration #1. That looks like it's a fun one. It's a $10 book.
Oh, they're bringing... Okay. They're bringing... I just know him as the Asian Superman back from... Remember that old run? That new Superman run?
We've got the Stargirl Spring Break Special for $6, 48 pages. I'm assuming it's got to have some backup stories. Then we've got Justice League Last Ride. Chip Zdarsky taking the reins there. That should be fun.
Yeah, is Zdarsky writing Justice League Last Ride? That could be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of this Derek Robertson cover.
Mm-hmm.
Don't love it. There's something about it that bothers me a little bit, but that's not the interior art. So that's Miguel Mendonca. I'd like to see what that looks like. You ever read these Earth 1 graphic novels?
I haven't read any of the alternate Earth stuff since Tom Taylor was doing Earth 2.
I think I read the first Batman Earth 1, but I don't think I read like the Wonder Woman Earth 1 or any of those other follow-ups, so I'm way behind on that. I've heard really good things.
Action Comics now has a backup story, including The Midnighter.
Yeah, I think it already had that, didn't it? Wasn't it same as last month?
Yeah, I was going to say, I heard about the Midnighter before we talked about him.
Yeah, I think so. And then, okay, so we moved... American Vampire, was it always a Black Label book? I think it was.
It was. It had been, yeah.
I'm just trying to get my mind around like these lines. So, like Batman is just a DC book. It's just a DC book.
Yeah.
And then we also have Future State. We also have Infinite Frontier.
Yes.
We also have Black Label.
Yes.
And these are all different universes, or can some of them intermingle?
A few of them are non-canonical, but other than that, I couldn't tell you.
I don't really care, but I don't really care. But it is kind of confusing, I guess.
Oh, it's obnoxious.
You hate it? You hate it?
Because originally it was just like, hey, we're going to, for 2 months, do these things and get everything else the ability to catch up, and then we'll spin out of it. And then they're like, nah, psych. We're just going to keep this stuff going, too. And by the way, occasionally DC still pop back in, and occasionally Future State will pop back through. And it's just like, come on, man.
Come on, man. We love Tom Taylor on Detective. He's just looks like he's just going to do a 6-issue series, or they're now labeling when there's a story arc they're going to number it as such.
But I like the Art Germ cover on that Batman.
Oh, okay. Let me go back up. Is that the Ghost something?
Miracle Mom.
Oh,
yeah. And okay, and here's another thing that DC's doing different. We have our typical cardstock variant, and then we have our 1 in 25 cardstock variant, and now we have a 1 in 50 foil cardstock variant.
Okay.
So I can't remember if that was last month, but
that does sound a little different. Norm. And what were the there were different type of like a limit, you had to buy 250 of them. What was that? What were those variant covers called?
Those were like on the Joker book, those were the...
What were they called? They had a name. I know Cowabunga was doing it.
Yeah.
But not every store was able to go that deep. I've forgotten what that terminology...
Yeah.
Some baloney.
Team variant.
Was it a team variant?
Yeah.
Team up? Team
variant.
There's that Batman Urban Legends. Some great covers for that.
Yeah, that Simone is pretty cool looking.
Love to see Challenge of the Super Sons back.
Jenny Frison doing the variant covers for Catwoman is still awesome.
Yes. Crime Syndicate's going to be cool, I think. It's on its 3rd issue here.
That's a cool variant for that too. Wow. Babs Tar on that variant cover.
Now wait, up? What was Tom Taylor's book? What was it called that I was saying I was so excited about?
Nightwing?
No, besides that,
No.
he was doing another Batman. Let me get back up there. Batman the Detective. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not Detective Comics. It's called Batman the Detective because Mariko Tamaki is doing the detective book. Okay.
The interiors are Dan Mora on Detective.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
That throws that right up into that top slot.
And it's got a Huntress backup, which I think is a good fit. Yeah. Who's doing that variant cover for that? Lee Bermejo. God, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Batman and Quicksand. Wow, that's cool.
No, Batman in Sandman. I'm sure, whatever it is.
Quicksand Man.
Oh, yes, that's what I was going to say.
An old Flash.
Or is that Clay? Yeah, I assume that's Clayface.
Yeah,
Sorry,
that's yeah. Yeah, it couldn't be Sam.
No, but I thought that when I said it.
And then we have Flash, which is a $3.99 book, no backup. Green Lantern is a regular book. Jeffrey Thorne. It's a $4.99. Is there a backup?
Huh? No.
Is that what guest starring means? Does that mean a Teen Lantern is the backup story, or is that
know that she's in this book, so follow her here.
So it's but okay. So why is it? Okay, so Flash. Let's go back to Flash. Flash.
Holy crap! We're going back to Flash. Okay.
Flash is $3.99, 32 pages.
Yes.
Green Lantern $4.99, 40 pages. Why?
8 more pages.
I understand the difference in the math, but okay, all right. I would think that like if the 8 pages were a backup story, I'd get it, but I want to understand the publishing strategy. Is that too much to ask?
Yeah, apparently.
Joker covers are all great. I hope
that
I hope
Jim
Tinian
Gordon
does that
one.
well.
Man, that Jim's good.
I like the $4.99 Justice Leagues with the backup Justice League Darkstars. I like that. That makes sense to me. And you get Bendis doing it. I'm hoping he does that well. Of course, his Legion was kind of lukewarm received, right? People didn't like his Legion that
Yeah, they weren't fans.
Man-Bat doesn't make any sense here. And this, like, we have like all heavy hitter.
Yeah, thankfully, this is the penultimate. So this is 4, and then we'll get 5, and then it'll be.
Is it a 4 out of 5?
Yep. I really like that Matina variant cover for the next Batman Second Son too.
Yeah, that's very nice. And then Nightwing, interesting color scheme. Really love the new logo.
That I will dig out a pair of 3D glasses. I'm sure that is a 3D.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I think of the variant. Jamal Campbell. Nightwing is doing a weird roundhouse cartwheel, spreading his legs to make a pseudo Nightwing symbol.
On a clothesline.
Yeah. It's like the Diet Coke version of that Daredevil cover where he's running across that laundry line.
Oh, yeah, and it's spelled out. Yeah, that was cool. There's Robin and Flatline.
That's cool.
Which I looked up. And so Flatline's on the cover here.
Yep.
And I'm guessing that in the first issue of Robin, Flatline was in it. So that's my guess.
Yeah. We talked about it, if I remember correctly, because I believe I called her a knockoff of Karate Kid because she had the Bones outfit.
But there's a chance, it's Josh Williamson doing the writing, there's a chance this character can break out, right?
Yeah, another dope Matina cover.
So if you want to get a first appearance, you go back to 1994 Steel, number 8.
Jeez.
And you get the first appearance of Flatline, and it's pretty cheap right now.
There you go.
You could load up on them if you think that in 3 months, Flatline is going to capture the hearts and minds of comic people. And you can be ahead of the game, ahead of the curve.
Can we make her the child of Solomon Grundy or something fun?
Yeah, it looks like that costume that the Karate Kid people, the Cobra Kai's. Rorschach finishing up, maybe. Oh no, 8 of 12, still got a few. The RWBY Justice League. Did we say that meant? Did we say that was Ruby?
Yeah, it's off Rooster Teeth. Another Red X cover B on Suicide Squad 3. Red X is everywhere. If he turns out to be nothing, I'm going to kick a lot of rocks.
Well, it's up to Robbie Thompson, right?
Talon with a katana, I like.
What's up with the Superman character on Teen Titans Academy.
Doesn't look
Look at his
great.
face. It doesn't look like a teen Titan. It looks like a middle-aged Titan.
Yeah, looks like midlife crisis, man.
Superman Red and Blue looks really cool. I'm interested in what that's all about. Swamp Thing, I don't have
Swamp
high
Thing with
hopes
Poison
for.
Ivy.
Yeah, but that Rom V, man, I don't know. His stuff has not been great for me.
Okay.
And the main Wonder Woman, Becky Cloonan, Travis Moore. And then we have the Young Diana backup feature. If it's anything like the Young Diana we got on Wonder Woman 84, that'd be sweet. That was a really cool. That was the best part of the movie, really.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're getting some future state trades that are being collected.
Yeah, trades and hardcovers and trades. But there's some exciting stuff. But man, our thought that maybe DC was paring down a little bit, not at all in my mind.
I don't know. I still think they are a little. It's just kind of moving towards a, like the stuff that they were offering to Walmart. These oversized books, higher price points, a little more story, but less of them, I guess. But yeah, it still seems like they're offering enough.
Oh yeah,
more than enough to read.
Something but I'll be dipping
everyone.
my toes in just the future state Gotham.
And which one is that? So is that based on the next Batman, the future state, or the other one?
I don't honestly know.
Or either. Neither.
Yeah.
Maybe. Cool t-shirts, too. They're offering it. Graffiti designs on the last page. It looks like a Batman Damned. It is a Batman dirt. That's pretty cool. I like that. Very nice. Well, now it's time to go to the FOC, I believe.
Yeah, the FOC is our final order cutoff. It's our last chance to make sure we can add a few things to our poll list and make sure we get them when things come. When doing an FOC, hopefully your local comic shop does the FOC. Our good friends at Deep Discount and Cowabunga send us this lovely FOC list on Fridays, and they just say, hey, if you want DC books, get them to us by 6 o'clock Sunday. If you want anything else, get them to us by 6 o'clock Monday, and we will make sure they're sitting in your poll. No ifs, ands, or buts. We don't care if you ordered them or not. When the previews were out, we still have a chance. Let's dig through and see what we can find, because Eric has not given us a sample of his thoughts. We're just going to have to do this one on our own.
Yeah, we were getting kind of lazy, I think, relying on
so.
Eric anyway. So this is going to get us back in game shape, hopefully.
There you go. I really like these Derek Chew cardstock variants on Harley Quinn. They don't look as anime inspired as the first few things he won off. Now it's just kind of cutesy, but still, I think they're very well done. Striking covers.
I am going to take a shot on Teen Titans Academy that there's a first appearance of somebody in there that might pay off.
There you go. Have we found out who Red X is yet? We got the secret identity?
I'm not current.
Okay.
So I couldn't tell.
I don't believe we have. I'm setting you up to say, no, we haven't, Kyle.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dan Mora on Detective 1034 art, cover A. Future State Teen Titans Ruins, #1. And that is our Red X cover there.
Did you read any of that other History of DC Universe yet?
Uh-uh.
I've heard good things, but I haven't read it myself as of yet.
Added DC into some of our other things. TMNT Best of Michelangelo. This is our orange and final for Turtle Collection comics.
And did you go all in on these?
Nope. Picked and choose. Did crossover.
Nice to see.
One going to a... Sorry, go ahead.
That's exactly what I was going to note. So you were right on it. Same thing. Crossover going into second prints for #1 and #3, and Department of 1, 4, and 5 going into subsequent printings.
Ha continuing to succeed.
Yes, the second one was about a Harlequin clown.
I'm guessing it was that #2 second print. I'm the person on the cover.
It was good. It was good. Kind of sad.
Aren't all clowns sad when it's done?
They don't have to be. But #3 is going to be about a mime. I don't know. That should be an all-silent issue, I guess.
Hey, there you go. I like those. Stray Dogs, #1, going to a second print. A neat-looking second print cover. Not the same as we got for the first. So it may be worth jumping on that second print for the different art on that. I don't know that I'll know the horror movie on B. Pet Cemetery.
Marvel gets its Alien license back and goes nuts.
Gee.
So should we be excited about this?
I mean, From a spec perspective, no. From a xenomorphs are cool perspective, sure.
Okay, well, I mean, so Alien, when it was at Dark Horse,
Yes.
was a hot book.
Was it now?
It was a hot book. And Dark Horse Presents 24 was a big deal because that was the first appearance of aliens in comics. And that was a big deal back in the day. So there's a chance that's going to heat this up again if people are excited about Alien and want to go back and dig up this first appearance at Dark Horse. So keep an eye on Dark Horse Presents 24 because it could heat up again.
Sorry, I heard nothing you were saying because I clicked on the Scotty Young baby xenomorph.
And that's just a regular or open to order variant, right?
Yeah.
Nothing special there?
Ain't crazy.
That's cool. Got plenty of Momokos to choose from.
Yeah. Spider-Man
Salvador the
62,
Roca.
he's continuing his weird friggin' costume.
You don't like it?
No, it's stupid looking.
Looks like he and Boomerang
get
are
the
like
design variant front and center there.
$15. Worth it?
No. Because like I said, I don't like the look of it. But
What's the over-under on how many issues this costume lasts? 6? You go over or under 6?
I'd go under.
Or push?
Yeah. I'm going to go.
So you don't... Okay, so it's already been 2.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. We'll check back and forget what we said.
I'm writing it down. Over under 6.
Like, what is that? What does that mean here?
What does that even mean?
What is that about? We got Ta-Nehisi Coates doing Captain America 28. We hear he's going to be doing a Superman book in the future, so that'll be cool.
Yeah.
This is an Alex Ross cover, so a lot of people like Alex Ross. I do too. I don't like this cover that much, but it's pretty good. It's hard not to like an Alex Ross.
Was anyone asking for Miles Morales as the Man-Thing?
I don't think so. The Miles thing.
Yeah.
First appearance of the Miles thing. We have Carnage, Black, White, and Blood. How close is this to the Venom 2 release? When is that coming out? Is that in May?
Yeah, I think so.
We're not timing that.
It's a weird looking cover for Afra 8.
Wow, they're doing so. The Taskmaster 3 has a second printing sketch variant. They're selling for 50. They've been doing that a lot.
I don't know, but it's a cool looking cover.
Sure, it is for $50.
Yeah. More Firefly from our good friends at Boom.
Yeah, interesting.
Keep it going.
Launching yet another volume of Firefly. Hollow Heart, I think you were interested in that. Its second issue is out, and its first issue went to the second printing from Vault.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Is Red Sonja 25 the end? Oh, it's the end of Mark Russell. So he was done with 24. 25 is a new guy, Luke Lieberman. And a Jai Lee cover. Cover A, anyway. And I have nothing else in FOC. Kind of light for me.
Yeah.
Nothing, not a great week. So is this a fourth week, fifth week? Not really.
Yeah.
24.
Just
Most of the stuff's covered.
Nothing we really cared too much about.
So basically, that Teen Titans Academy is really the only thing I'm interested in.
Yep.
That, from a spec standpoint, I think. Let's see what's burning up the charts, Kyle. Let's go to the Hot 10.
Hot 10 comics. We're going to go to the Hot 10 list that are good friends at comicbookinvest.com. And we're going to find out their top 10 books on the move. And at rank number 1, we were talking about this earlier, Drew, West Coast Avengers 45.
Yeah.
Moving towards $100 raw. A 9.8 just sold for $1,500. After quadrupling in price last week to $600. This is not a $1,500 book. No Mutants 98 is just hitting it, so this thing is spiking, but don't look for it to stay.
Dig through your West Coast Avengers books.
Yeah.
You probably paid $1 for this or less. So sell.
Drew, we definitely missed this one at rank 2. B and Puppy Cat number 9. I would assume there are all just sitting in the kids section of your local comic book shops. But even still, Rose Besh appears to be in breakout mode now, and this was her first cover. It jumped from $5 to $200, not to knock her, but very similar to when Peach got hot, and some people were like, I don't get it.
That was me.
Infinite Crisis 5. So many copies sold this week. Rawls were around $15 for near mint copies and are now over 50. 9.8s were around 150 and are now 300. If this were Marvel, I would have faith in a Blue Beetle movie. But DC doing a C character correctly, we'll believe it.
Yeah, I gotta agree there. I mean, the stuff that they've done on the CW with some C characters, I mean, hasn't been great for me. Maybe for other people, but it hasn't been for me.
At rank 4, we have G.I. Joe 32, Lady J show announced at Amazon Prime, and prices have soared. Raw near mint copies have jumped from 10 to 15 to over 75 at a 9.8, sold 2 weeks ago for less than 100, just sold for 300. At rank 5, we have Ultimate Fallout 4. 9.8s have risen this week from around 15 to 16 to over 2,000. This is about double what it was at the first of the year. Oh, and the variant just sold for 20,000. There's that.
God, it'd be nice to find that one.
Yeah. At rank 6, we have Spider-Woman number 9, the Rose Besh 1 in 25. Now over $200. Like I said above, Rose Besh is quickly picking up a following. What is the ceiling on this? Something is killing the children. Okay, I could virtually pull half a dozen covers to put on this list, so I'm just putting the whole series instead. Number 6 and 7 instead of variants are selling for insane amounts. Later printings are all selling well. The interest in this title across the board continues. I finally got to read issues 1 through 14 this week, and it is a great story and much more brutal than expected. At rank 8, we had Giant Size X-Men number 1 a month ago at 9.4, sold for $6,100. Now, over 10,000. 9.2s for 5,300 are now selling for 9,900. Everyone needs this book now, and it's paying super premiums to get it. I would not sell this book right now, as it looks like it will continue to get higher, of course.
Yes.
From rank 9, we have Young Avengers number 1 second print from 2013. Was a $10 to $15 book, now over 50. So it looks like Ultra Maximus brought up this book this week and then was subsequently picked up elsewhere as a possible first for the current YA team, Young Avengers team. Of course, it is missing members, and I've mentioned 1,000 times before, first team pieces mean absolutely nothing long term other than a very few. Young Avengers is not.
You would disagree with that?
Yeah.
Correct?
No. I'm not going to go out and look for the first appearance of the quote-unquote first Avengers. I'm going to look for the first appearance of the Young Avengers I like.
Oh, okay. The actual individual characters.
Yeah, more so than the quote-unquote club name.
Gotcha.
Haha, number 2, the John Gallagher 1 in 500 variant. Sets pre-sold for $35, and now live they are selling for over $100 to $125. The trade dress alone is selling for $50. I actually think this is a sustainable price point for store variants on the secondary market. Gives some profit for flippers and is still affordable for collectors. Into our nice little honorable mentions, we have the Miles Morales Spider-Man number 23 Kyle New variant. Also now live, this trade dress is selling for around $40. If New had gotten some Nike swoosh approval, holy moly, would this be crazy expensive. As it stands, it's still a pretty cool cover that will have crossover appeal. Let's hope that doesn't get 27 other color.
Because he's playing basketball? That's the deal?
Yeah, but it's ranked. It's number 23, which is the Jordan collar, and we know Miles Morales is wearing Jordans primarily.
But he's not really.
But he's not really wearing Jordan. You know
Gotcha.
what I'm saying?
Gotcha. I see.
So there's that whole thing.
I see. Okay, now it's all coming together.
The other honorable mention is Weird Comics number 2 for real. Somebody explain to me what is going on here and what kind of skeletal system does this woman even friggin' have. Anyway, this is a tough one to find. With only a handful of recorded graded sales ever. A 5.0 copy in 2019 for $4,300, but sold this week for more than double that at $9.
Coward, they made me do this show out of order.
Huh?
We were supposed to do Hot 10 before FOC.
Yeah, you jumped to it. And
Why did you let me screw up the show?
Because it's easier than trying to correct you. You're pretty bullheaded.
Well, now we've got to go straight into cover price.
Yep. And I'm going to make you do the top 10 just for fun.
You're going to make me start it out?
Yeah, I may make you do both.
Oh, man. Let me see if I can even find it. Let's see. Number 10, The Department of Truth. Number 1, the Frizen cover. James Tinian, The Department of Truth, picked up by Elizabeth Murdoch, Stacey Snider's sister. I don't know who that is. Who's Stacey Snider's sister? Blah, blah, blah. 28 copies sold. High sale of $137.50 for CGC 98. That's Department of Truth. Is also the other version is number 9. Number 8 is X-Force number 1 with the Deadpool trading card. Continues to sell well. 53 copies of this thing sold. Selling for over $50 for a raw copy. Did you find out if you had any of these?
I didn't. I had several things in polybags with trading cards, but not the X4. I was so disappointed.
Oh, bummer. Marvel Spotlight number 4 comes in at rank 7. This is from 1972, and from last week's WandaVision. Wanda wanders into. I'm assuming that you're okay with spoilers, or you've watched WandaVision, either one. Or you're zipping through this as we speak. But anyway, Wanda wanders into Agnes's basement to discover the Darkhold, a book of ancient scrolls written by a Marvel villain named Chthon, the world's first dark magician. Going back to Doctor Strange, one book was missing from the library of Kamar Taj. It's thought that it was the Darkhold, which appears to be the source of Agnes's power. If Marvel is introducing the Darkhold, it could introduce a much darker side of the Marvel Universe. This issue is the first appearance of the Darkhold, and sold 32 copies and had a high sale of $429 for a CGC 98. I would have. That's ridiculous. That's crazy. But it's awesome also because the power of this WandaVision show. And man, does Falcon and Winter Soldier have a lot to live up to when this show is over. Yeah. To be as getting people to watch and getting people excited about the comics that stuff is based on. I hope they can continue that momentum. Anyway, rank 6, Fantastic Four 185 from 1977. Again, a WandaVision. The twins were introduced to Agnes's pet rabbit, Senor Scratchy. In the comics, Agatha Harkness, who, also a spoiler, is the true identity of Agnes, has a son named Nicholas Scratch, whose first appearance is in this issue. Nicholas is also a powerful wizard supervillain in the Marvel comic universe that has direct connections to both Mephisto and Dormammu. This connection feels deliberate and a hint of his possible appearances. This could just be a funny story. Regardless, it sold 41 copies and a high sale of $30 for. As far as spec reaches go, that's not a big reach for $30, right? You know, that's okay. Not as bad as $400. At rank 5, we have Captain Marvel number 1 from 1989. Monica Rambeau has had multiple superhero identities and all have increases in sales. Her first solo as Captain Marvel's took off really well. It sold 27 copies, had a high sale of $350 for a seat. The new Taskmaster, issue 3, features the first appearance of Taguchi. This standard issue sold 57 copies, $30 for a raw, and a high sale of, this says, sold 89 copies. I'm sorry. Standard issue sold 57 copies, and then there's another version that sold 89 copies, I think. It's not very clear. In issue, at rank 3, Spawn, number 1 from 1992. Spawn continues to be hot. Todd McFarlane is spinning off 4 new Spawn ongoing series featuring Gunslinger, Medieval, Redeemer, and She-Spawns. And these are all consistent sellers, which I need to get those dusted off and ready to go when that happens. But 89 copies of Spawn number 1 continues to sell on eBay. That's great. And it's up to now over $200 for a 9.8. So it's great. That's fantastic.
Crazy.
At rank 2, Black Cotton from Scout, one of our previous spec picks, continues to sell well. 41 copies sold and is now selling around $17 for a raw copy. Number 1 features the Avengers, the Initiative, featuring Reptile number 1 from 2009. This is a Newsarama article that has Marvel billing Reptile as the next biggest hero. Reptile. Reptil. The article notes that Marvel is positioning the young Mexican-American superhero who can turn into dinosaurs as its next star. Marvel Comics will bring former Avengers Academy student Reptile to prominence in May in his first solo limited series. Yeah, a hero who can turn into dinosaurs. Yep, it's a no-brainer. With this news, his first appearance in this issue went nuts. Sold 12 copies, had a high sale of $70 for a raw copy. Kyle, did you know who Reptile was
Never even heard
just
of him
now?
before now, so that is pretty...
That's one of those, yeah, that's cool. I love that stuff. Those are these ones that, if that even, that wouldn't even make it to a quarter bin, maybe. Yeah. That's awesome.
All right, at rank 11, The Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 16 from 1982. The first appearance of Monica Rambeau as Captain Marvel is picking up steam in her first place of prominence and a road to power in WandaVision. It's obvious that Marvel has long-term plans for her, moving 17 copies, high sale of just over $1,000 for CGC 9-8. At rank 12, we have the Micronauts number 8 from 1979. This is the first appearance of Captain Universe, who is powered by the Enigma Force. Without too many spoilers, the God of Light in Marvel's King in Black storyline has a direct connection to both the Enigma Force and Captain Universe. Due to this, it moved 27 copies. A CGC 9.8 sold as high as $624. More Micronauts news at rank 13 for number 11. This issue features the first full appearance of the time traveler who first embodied the Enigma Force, though he appeared in ethereal form in Micronauts number 1 and multiple issues leading into his reveal appearance in this issue. The time traveler. Ethereal? Yeah.
Ethereal.
It came to me after I butchered it 3 times and I had already moved on. The time traveler also had a connection to the current King in Black storyline. 16 copies, $41 for raw. Jeez. At rank 14, we have Fantastic Four 48 from 1966. This issue is the first appearance of the Sentinel of Spaceways, the Silver Surfer. With various Fantastic Four rumors, collectors are quickly turning to this key issue, moving 14 copies and a high sale of $26,000, $26,500 for a 9.6.
That's nuts.
So those are some deep waters there.
I know Eric has at least 1 or 2 of these in his personal collection. He's a huge Silver Surfer guy.
Oh, yeah. Future State Teen Titans number 2 from DC, one that just came out. Fans are loving Red X and are picking up covers like this one, moving 45 copies, $17 for raw. At rank 16, ASM 361 from 1992. Please, Sony, let there be carnage. Meanwhile, the market will stay focused, driving Carnage's first full appearance up and up and up. Had a high sale of $1,000 for a CGC 98.
Amazing.
From 2005, the New Avengers number 7 back in July 2020. There was a short spike in interest for the first appearance of the Illuminati. However, with so many content announcements at the end of 2020 and focus on WandaVision, this issue has dropped in price. However, is now moving back up. If you recall, the Illuminati played a huge role in the Secret Invasion story. While we have some time, we feel the clues pointing to the covert group of heroes will slowly start weaving in. The market seems to agree, moving 24 copies, $130 for C10.8. From 2013, Batwoman 26 with a recent appearance in the new Batwoman, Wolf Spider, played by Lincoln Klaus. Due to this quick appearance, his first appearance in this issue saw a small spike in price, only moving 11 copies but having a high sale of $17 for a raw. Avengers 186 from 1979 at rank 19. As mentioned above with Marvel Spotlight number 4, WandaVision released The Darkhold, was created by Cathan, whose first appearance is in this issue, $177.50 for a 9.6. And from 2013, Mighty Avengers number 1, Monica Rambeau has gone by many aliases. However, her first appearance as Spectrum is met in this issue and may be the likely name she'll go by, though Photon seems to be the front runner since it was already mentioned. $35 for raw.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to get to be Captain Marvel unless Brie Larson, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be Photon, or what was the other one? Photon or Spectrum?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Good stuff.
Who knows? All right, Drew, let's do our sneak peek at next week, and let's start with our good friends in DC. So we got to head to lunardistributions.com for our March 2nd releases.
Love that wraparound cover of Batman 106 by Jorge Jimenez. I mean, that's a lot of cool stuff. That's something that Perez would do.
Yeah.
Really cool. I like that. If you like your Greg Capullo, you can get a trade paperback of his posters. That's kind of neat.
Yeah, I do like Greg Capullo. This is a slow DC week. Holy crap.
Well, there is a new Suicide Squad launching, this time with Robbie Thompson taking over. But if Tom Taylor didn't do it for you, I don't know if Robbie Thompson's going to.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the first Swamp Thing, but it's Ram V. So if you like him, great. You do have a Matina cover option as well.
There you go. All right, that's all I can find in DC, so I'm heading over to previewsworld.com, find the third releases, and start with our good friends in Image. And I am looking at You, Noctera #1. I was clicking on the Boss Logic cover because that's my favorite one. Of course, Scott Snyder writing this, Tony S. Daniels, and Morey doing the art.
Yeah, it should be great. I'm looking forward to this all.
Yeah, I picked up a couple cover A's, and I picked up this Boss Logic as well.
That Boss Logic is kind of neat.
Yeah, actually, I picked up an A, B, and a C, now that I think about it.
And Walking Dead 10. Having a lot of fun with this one.
Oh, yeah. In the Dark Horse, Dead Dogs Bite #1. 4 issues there. Twin Peaks meets Ladybird.
This is Tyler Boss, right?
Yep. Star Wars High Republic Adventures #2 from IDW. The kind of unsung High Republic book in IDW. I'm buy both of these to try to see if we get any first appearances in this one before we get first appearances, our mainline title. In the Marvel, Demon Days, X-Men #1. This is our Peach Momoko written and internal arts book. I picked up a couple standard copies of this just because it seems like Peach's first foray into her own title. I wanted to check it out.
I'm wondering if the Alex Ross Timeless Vision cover is going to have heat because of Wanda and the timing.
It's very possible.
When's the last Vision cover we've had? It's a pretty great one by Alex Ross. And he's as hot as hell coming off a WandaVision. And it'll be 2 days before the finale. But that could be something.
Oh, yeah. Star Wars High Republic 2 and the Marvel class of the book going to a second print. Scare on the cover there. And 3 coming out this same day as well. So a lot of Star Wars in one basket today. So pick them all up. So buy your Star Wars High Republic 3, your IDW High Republic 2, and your Marvel High Republic 2 second print.
You know what? We didn't see any Star Wars in the hot 10s and top 20s for the first time in a long time. So do we think it's cooling off, or is it just a momentary lapse?
Momentary lapse, and then a lot of WandaVision bouncing around. But it'll be out of the way here in a couple.
Yeah.
And the big title from Boom Studios, Berserker #1.
We're excited about this, right?
Yep. Matt Kent and Keanu Reeves writing this, Ron Garney on art, and 1.5 million cover.
Yes. Should be fun. I know we got a few of these coming.
Yeah. Down into our smaller publishers from artists, writers, and artisans of Chariot #1, Brian Hill.
I like Brian Edward Hill a lot.
I do
Is it the same guy?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Sometimes he's Brian Hill, sometimes he's Brian Edward Hill. I never know if there's like multiple guys.
Yeah, it's in the
Undone by Blood. A new volume of that is coming out. Other Side of Eden. I really like them. I'm excited about it.
Cool. And that's it for me.
Yep, me too.
Drew, this is one podcast where I ask for your pick of the week. We've gone through quite a few things here, Drew. But what is your one book to make sure you snag up, put in a bag and board, put in a top loader, because by golly, it's going to pop.
I was going to go with Berserker, but with that report that there's 600,000 of these out there, I don't know if that's true. I know they're returnable, but I think I'm going to steer away from that one, and I'm going to go with the Alex Ross Timeless variant cover of Avengers 4.
I talked about multiple Star Wars things I think you should buy, but I'm going to feature the Noctera #1 Boss Logic cover C. I think that's the one to have. Jock typically pops on the Snyder things. At least that's the way it was working when it did Witches.
True.
But I like this here Boss Logic.
it didn't have any competition back then.
That's right.
Now he's got competition.
Yeah, just Capullo. Good stuff. So we want to thank you guys for tagging along with Drew and myself as we go through the comics coming out this very first week of March and all the things going on. We thank you for hanging along with us this long, and we appreciate you. If you think there's something we missed this week that you think is the book to have, write in, let us know, be part of the podcast. Or if you agree with me, which most people do, just write in and say that as well, because it's always a good thing to hear. So we appreciate you. So for Drew and for myself, see you.